Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another Just Happened month. Yeah, this is a movie I saw that came out this year. It was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed so many times. Yeah, this movie was doomed from the start. Like, if you in the comment section, do not preach to the choir telling me I knew you were gonna hate this. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was underwhelming. And that's the 2022 American, and I put that in quotation marks, spy film directed by Simon Kinberg. Please don't write and direct anymore. You can't write. And your direction, you can hold a camera. That's all I can say. And Teresa Rebeck, who wrote Catwoman, yeah. And that is the underwhelming first movie of 2022 in the theaters, the 355. Yeah, I don't know what this was, but this was trying to be like Ocean's 8, but a lot more underwhelming. That movie had also had the same problem, too many characters, but I laughed. Some of the characters had personalities. These women don't have any personalities. You have the Binto, played by a Kenyan born in Mexico. You have the German lady, the Asian woman that doesn't show up until the second half of the film, and the Spanish girl that is scared of everything and does one thing at the end, just like America Chavez in Multiverse. But like I said, am I going to blame all the actresses? No, I'm blaming the writing. It's the reason they don't have a character. This is the plot, and I'm going to say it quick. A group of international spies who must work together to stop a terrorist organization from starting World War III. And Edgar Ramirez and Sebastian Stan, they're underused in the movie, and they don't leave an impact. And just like with the 2019 Charlie's Angels, every guy in this movie is either a dumbass or freaking stupid, or they're just gullible, and they let a vagina block their better judgment. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore, guys. It works in real life. In films, it's not going to work. Yeah, the title is derived from Agent 355, the code name of a female spy for the Patriots during the American Revolution. Again, real life events that are more interesting than this. This movie was just underwhelming. An hour and 55 minutes, and this movie should have been 95 minutes. Have Jessica Chastain be by herself. She could fight these terrorists on her own like she did in Ava. Ava is a much better movie than this. It's shorter. It's rated R. Jessica Chastain is the only woman in the movie as the main character. It's got a better villain. It's got better dialogue. This movie has no humor in it. It's deadpan. It's so boring. And there's a lot of locations, but there's no impact. Like, they don't need to be in 15 locations at once. You're not the Ocean's movies. Those did it better, except for two. Ocean's 12. And Universal, this movie could have been a streamed movie. It got generally negative reviews. Oh, trust me, it deserved it. I don't know what audiences saw in this movie. It's underwhelming. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's boring. Guilty pleasures are fun, like the Sharknado movies, like the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, Alien Resurrection. At least more happens in that freaking movie. That movie is shorter than this. Yeah, they criticize as generic and uninspired, definitely. It's so by the numbers. I'm like, I've seen this done better in the Charlie's Angels movies, the two from the 2000s. That has powerful women, and there's only 3 of them, not 5. This could have been one woman, or 2 maybe, but not freaking 5. Some of them are just not in the movie. The film performed poorly at the box office, and trust me, it deserved to. It's just really, really boring. And Kinberg, like I said, he screwed up X-Men with Dark Phoenix. He wrote Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I was not a fan of. X-Men The Last Stand, which that was bad. You gotta admit that. The action's better, but it was bad. And this film is... You could have easily done this. This could have been on Peacock for free, and you didn't need to be in the theaters. If I saw this in the theater, I would have walked out. There's too many freaking subtitles in this movie. I told you in Jungle Cruise and other films, I don't want to read a movie. I want to watch it. I don't want to read it. If it's a Japanese movie, I can stand it. It's one language, not 5. I've said it before. I don't like reading in the theater. It's one of the few issues I have with Shang-Chi. The first 5 minutes is all subtitled. I have to read what's going on. I don't want to read. I want to read at home. If I want to read, I'll read a comic. I'll read a graphic novel. I'll read a book or instruction manual. I just don't want to read in the theater. It makes the movie too long, and it pads out the running time. The 15 minutes of subtitles could have been cut entirely. Just speak English. It's a freaking American movie, for crying out loud. Stop making these movies trying to be like a Bond movie. You're not a Bond movie. And It says it squanders the movie squanders its cast and the conceptual progressiveness. You mean that it's a bunch of women kicking ass? I've seen that already, done better. A forgettable story, unremarkable told. Yeah, pretty much that's what I said. I've seen 80s movies and PM entertainment movies that had better action and better pacing than this. It says, and it was compared negatively to other female-led action movies like Atomic Blonde and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman wasn't boring. The second movie had problems with the pacing and with some of the man bashing, but it was better than this because at least Gal is trying, and so was Kristen Wiig. See, two women. It didn't have 15 women in it. You gotta start. You gotta make a movie like this. You have to put some comedy in it. You have to at least put one joke, or at least a couple jokes. This movie felt like Man of Steel. It's just too much talking, too much, there's too much filler, too many characters, an underwhelming villain. Sebastian Stan is in the beginning, and then he disappears for an hour, and then he's the bad guy. Yeah, because that's predictable. That's so predictable. And then you have what else? No, I'm not gonna update right now. You have whatchamacallit. You have Jason Fleming in the movie. He doesn't do anything. You have who else is a villain? I don't even know. I forgot. And even in the beginning of the movie, when Diane Kruger's running away from Jessica Chastain, I'm like, she can't act. So why did you give her such a big role in this movie? I didn't like her since the National Treasure movies. She just does the same thing and everything. I speak German and I got a big nose and I can't act. That's your character. And I'm like, yeah. Lupita Nyong'o tried, even though she's not a Binto. She tried. She's a gorgeous woman, but she had nothing to do here. Just like in Force Awakens. She had more to do in Black Panther because it's her normal accent and she's not trying so hard. Bang Bing Bing or whatever her name is. What's her name? She's barely in the movie. She was underused the most. They put her on the poster and she's barely in the freaking movie. Where is it? Fa Bing Bing as MSS agent Lin Mi Sheng. Yeah, she doesn't do anything, guys. She's barely in the film. She does her kung fu thing at the very end. Yay. Who else you had in the movie? Sylvester Groth as Jonas. You have the people that played Penelope Cruz's family, which I didn't care about. I'm sorry. That's been a trope that's been done in so many action films. I'm gonna hurt your family and everybody you care about. I've seen it done better. The Die Hard movies did it better. All of them. And just like I said, it didn't need to be a PG-13. Kimber, you can make a movie R-rated and people will go see it. See Logan again, and you produce that. See Deadpool. Deadpool 2. Even Watchmen was better than this, and that had women in it. And people say that Malin Ankerman was boring. Malin Ankerman had a character in that. Plus, she procreated. She did something in the movie. It led to something. Chastain should have been the only focus in this movie. She did a great job in Ava, and I know she can helm a franchise. I see the intensity in her eyes and her gorgeousness, and she's always a woman in the movie. She's never, I'm going to just look like a dude. No, she has her hair out, or she has short hair, and she has these gorgeous outfits, yeah. And she has screen presence. She just won an Oscar, so she got the better deal out of all these women that wasted their time in this film. And like I said, it's an underwhelming movie. If you missed it in the theater, it's if you want to watch it, it's on Peacock Premium, so you can watch it there. It's not worth watching in the theater. Definitely not. And it's not worth owning either. It's a one watch. Just like Fast 9 was. This was better than Fast 9, but that's not saying much. That movie was 2.5 hours. Because there was so much filler in it. Action movies don't need filler. Endgame was 3 hours because it was ending a story. This is an Endgame. You can make a movie shorter. The Endgame show on NBC was better than this. It was shorter. I like the characters more. A character is not a stereotype or an accent or freaking, they speak another language. You have to give them a character. Give them some traits. Make them interesting. Make them sexy. Make them do something. God, Karen Gilliam had more freaking development as Nebula in the Guardians films and in the Jumanji sequels. At least she had a character in that. Here, these girls are just flat, like tap water. But anyway, I'm not going to blame the actresses. I'm going to blame the writing. The writing is what brought them down even more. But anyway, a $40 million budget, 40 to 75 million, they made 27 million. That's a flop. That's a huge disappointment. I had more fun watching Space Jam 2 At least that movie entertained me, and it had a sense of humor. It had colors, pretty colors. It didn't try to be a drama. The score was forgettable. There was no soundtrack. It was nothing interesting. It was very flat. This is a deflated balloon of cinema this year. But thankfully, we got Thor: Love and Thunder coming out in July. It's going to be way better than this. At least Natalie Portman's not boring. Her wielding the hammer is going to be more entertaining than anything Simon Kinberg's ever done. Stop writing. Stop directing, please. You're not good at it. You failed twice. I don't know why Hollywood keeps hiring directors that keep making box office bomb after box office bomb. Denis Villeneuve proved himself this year. Yeah. Or last year when he did Dune. Yeah, he did Dune. That movie should have failed, but it made money because it was good and it was gorgeous to look at. This movie, it's got some nice cinematography, but it's just flat. Go watch any PM Entertainment movie from the 90s on YouTube. You look that up. You're going to get a better time with that, with an R-rated action movie with a guy or a girl, than this. This is just forgettable. Thanks for watching. Keep it clean in the comment section, because I read all my comments, and I'll see you guys in the next review. But 355, you failed. Do better next time. Later.